Hello and namaste everyone. Welcome to Interlinear. As per a recent study, it has been noticed that there are many companies incorporated with specific objects but are lying idle for some reasons. The funds which are lying idle are invested to earn some return on the same, and one such investment is intercorporate deposit or loans, also known as ICD. In order to further deliberate on this topic, we have CA Sanjeev Goyal with us. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Jasmine, for welcoming me on this channel.
So my question to you will be that whether a company other than a NBFC is allowed to extend loans or ICDs or investment in other companies or provide securities, etc.
Companies usually have some idle funds lying with them, and in order to optimize the returns, they sometimes invest these idle funds into other corporates also, and sometimes also to support their group companies.
Okay.
Companies Act have got specific provisions in this regard under Section 185 and Section 186. Now, before deliberating on these sections, let me first tell you that companies are incorporated with different objects. There are certain sections of companies which are incorporated with a specific object of investing and extending loans, which are called non-banking financial companies, which are regulated by RBI also. These companies are permitted to invest or extend loans.
Okay.
Now, companies other than NBFCs, if they extend loans or provide security or invest into other companies, then they have to comply with the provisions under Section 185 and 186 of the Companies Act. Now, Section 185 deals with loan to directors, etc. That means any loan extended to the director or companies in which directors are interested, companies or entities in which directors are interested, that will be governed by Section 185. Other than these will be governed by Section 186. Now, Section 185 starts with a negative covenant. States that no company shall directly or indirectly advance any loan, provide any security, provide any guarantee, or invest to any director of a company or its holding company, or in a partnership firm in which the director is a partner or the relative is a partner, or to a partner of the director. Having said that, the section further states that in case the company wants to invest or advance loan, it can do so in certain companies in which directors are interested. Now, what are those companies? Those are companies that are defined in this section itself. A private company in which the director is a director or a member, a body corporate at the general meeting of which 25% of the voting power is exercised by those director, and a body corporate, the board of directors or managing director or manager is accustomed to act with the directions or instructions of the board or directors of the lending company. So these are the entities which are interested entities. So if the company wants to invest in these entities, then they have to pass a special resolution in the general meeting. So this is the thing, and the condition is that these loans have to be utilized for the purpose of the principal business of the company.
Okay.
So the funds cannot be utilized for any other purpose other than the principal business of the borrowing entity. Now, these conditions have to be met at the time of extending the loan. This is a very important point. In case the company is not an interested company and later on becomes an interested company, then in that case, this Section 185 will not be applicable, because at the time of extending the loan, he was not a director or the entity was not an interested entity in which the directors was interested. So the conditions of Section 185 has to be at the time of granting the loan. So there are certain exemptions also provided under Section 185. Exemptions are where the loan is given to the managing director or the whole-term director as part of the service conditions or service agreement, where the loan or investment is made in the wholly owned subsidiary of the company. NBFCs or housing finance company, which is where the principal business is of extending loan, if they grant any loan or extend any security or provide any guarantee, then they have to charge interest at the prevailing rate of the government securities of the period closer to the tenor of the loan. So this is a condition for the NBFC or to any joint venture companies. If this is for a joint venture company, then Section 185 will not be applicable. Further, private limited companies are also exempt from Section 185. Specific private limited companies like whose share capital no body corporate has invested any money. The borrowings of such company from banks or FIs is less than twice the paid up share capital of 50 crore, whichever is lower. And such company has not defaulted in repayment of such borrowings. If these three conditions are met, these private companies are exempt from the provisions of Section 185. So this was for Section 185, where it was related to the director or entities in which directors are interested. Now Section 186 is a general section for advances, loans represented by book debt, securities or guarantees provided by company to another company. Means other than governed by Section 185. So it states that the company can make such investment or provide such loan to the extent of 60% of the paid up share capital and free reserves, or 100% of the free reserves, whichever is more. Now, in case that limit exceeds, then the company will have to take a special resolution in the general meeting. But before that, that resolution has to be passed by the board of directors, in which 100% of the board members present in the meeting has to accept the resolution. And in case it is funded by a public financial institution, the lending company, then the permission from the public financial institution is also required in case we are exceeding the limit of 60% of the paid up capital and free reserves, or 100% of the free reserves, whichever is more. There are certain exemptions to this.
To Section 186.
Section 186.
Yeah.
Section 186 states that if the loan or security has been provided to its wholly owned subsidiary or to the joint venture company, then Section 186 is not applicable. Loan or security or guarantee is provided by a NBFC or the company whose principal business is providing such loans, then in that case Section 186 is not applicable. Section 185, there was a stipulation that in case of NBFCs, the government yield on the government securities for a tenor which is near to the loan has to be charged by the NBFC. But that condition is not there in Section 186.
So that is the point of difference between 185 and 186.
That is in the case of NBFC. So this is what is, in brief, this is what is Section 185 and 186. So whenever a company is making any loan or providing any security or guarantee, then they should understand whether it will qualify under Section 185. If not, if it is under 186, then we have to comply with those provisions. Now there are penal provisions also prescribed under Section 185 and 186, both on the company as well as on the key managerial persons or the directors of the company, which is a penalty, as well as imprisonment also is there. The offences are compoundable, and it is mentioned under Section 185 and 186.
Thank you for enlightening us on this topic. Thank you so much, sir, for your time, and I request everyone to just like, subscribe and share the channel. The link of the previous videos will be provided in the description. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.